And we are live. Welcome to the Monday Night Victory Monday post-game edition of Billievers Talk. The Buffalo Bills, of course, beating the New England Patriots yesterday 24-21. The first time the Buffalo Bills have beaten the New England Patriots in Buffalo since 2011. There's a lot to be excited about, but guys, let's start this off the right way. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Billievers Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to the live Monday night edition of Billievers Talk, going live during halftime of Monday Night Football. Listen, guys, I'm wearing my Buffalo Bills robe, doing my best Ric Flair impression to be the man. Woo! You have to beat the man. And that's exactly what the Buffalo Bills did yesterday. They beat the team that has haunted them and the AFC East for the last 20 seasons. Now, is it too early to say the dynasty has come to an end? Maybe. But this New England Patriots team looks nothing like I look comfortable. Yeah, absolutely. Scott Blakely, welcome to Billievers Talk. King Cam, Tanner, Jordan. I always appreciate you guys coming in here. Give me a woo as you enter. It's a beautiful day in Bills Mafia. As again, the Bills moved to 6-2. Amy's in the house. Glad to see that. Miguel, Ray, Dizzy. What a big win for our Bills to slay the demon of the Patriots. Yeah, I think even if you're not a Bills fan, you were happy to see the Patriots go down in a loss that maybe seems like will be the end of the Bill Belichick dynasty that is the New England Patriots. We knew it would be tough for him and this team, given the fact that TB12 was not there. But hey, you never could count them out, and that was the case in this game as well. Guys, I'm not going to lie to you. When we scored to open up the second half to go up 14-6, I thought, okay, in the driver's seat. And let's be honest, we did not trail the whole game, so that's a good thing too. But they definitely made us sweat just a little bit. Hey, Brian Garcia, Geek Squad, are we going 0-2 in the next two games? Well, we'll talk about the next two games, but let's first enjoy Victory Monday. Let's enjoy this feeling that, hey, we're 6-2. We're a game and a half up in the AFC East. This is the first time the Bills have gone 6-2, including 4-0 against their division since 1991. And in 1991, there were five teams in a division instead of four. But we're 4-0. We're already guaranteed a better record against our division than we had last season. One of the biggest things we said going into this season is we need to do better against the division. Last year, we finished 3-3 against the AFC East. You could count it as 3-2 since that last game did not matter, but we're already 4-0 against the New England Patriots, or 4-0 against the AFC East, which means we guarantee at least a 4-2 record. Scott Blakely coming in with $4.99 donation. Thanks for the call yesterday. Excellent work as usual. Great fumble reaction. I did post the fumble reaction on my page, just the fumble reaction, because I know a lot of you got a good kick out of that. My wife got a good kick out of that. Definitely just showing the raw emotion of beating this team for the first time in Buffalo since 2011, feeling like you got that monkey off your back. You know, you could be winning this division as much as you want, but until you beat the Patriots, it really didn't matter. So good to see the Buffalo Bills be able to do that, get that proverbial monkey off their back. Dan Gowry's happy Victory Monday. Glad that you're in here, buddy. Glad to see you. Hopefully you're enjoying your Victory Monday as well. So again, we're live during halftime of Monday Night Football, and what a shocker here. 14-6, the Giants over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. No one saw that one coming, but I do take pride in the fact that I picked the Giants to at least cover the spread during my Wednesday Pick'em edition. So hopefully that holds true in the second half. I'll try to get you back for the second half of what might be an upset. Anthony in the house, King Cam in the house. Cam fumbles the ball, and the Bills are going to win this game. I think that's what I said yesterday. I don't remember. Hopefully the Bills can build off of the Patriots, and maybe the next game versus a little less stressful. I don't think this Bills team can win a game without it being stressful. You know, you talk about that game Seattle played against Arizona 2 weeks ago, and it seems like Seattle's in a lot of those games, just like these games are just like, what the heck's going on? Might be another one next week as they play our Buffalo Bills. But yeah, I think the Buffalo Bills are going to have a hard time blowing out a lot of teams this season. I see you at Dan. Yeah, he's here. But yeah, we will absolutely see what happens. But let's talk about some of the positives and negatives from the game between the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. Again, Scott, thank you for the $4.99 donation. Guys, if you want me to read something on the air or just have a question, something that you want to bring up, make sure you use that super chat button. Again, all the proceeds from super chat go back into the channel to continue to provide you guys best Buffalo Bills coverage. But let's talk about some of the positives and negatives from this game. We're going to start with the negatives. I think there are some negatives here. Again, the Bills win this game 24-21, moving the Bills to 6-2. The Patriots fall to 2-5. And guys, before we get into the negatives, if you haven't already subscribed to Billievers Talk, make sure you hit that subscribe button. While you're here, hit that thumbs up button. Again, if you didn't see it at the beginning of the episode, I am wearing my my Buffalo Bills robe here, paying homage to Ric Flair. You know, and to be the man, woo! You have to beat the man. And leave a comment, guys. Nothing does better for the stream than you guys leaving comments and giving me something to actually ramble about during these live streams. So let's talk about the cons here for this game first. And King Cam, you know I normally say his name, but I'm not going to in this episode. I think that Corey Bojorquez has done a pretty good job most this season. Do you have a poor game yesterday? Yes. But neither punter played all that great. You're talking about 22-mile-per-hour winds, 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That one punt that let the Patriots score their second touchdown. Listen, their first touchdown. The Patriots started the ball on the Bills' 37-yard line. And I said this yesterday during the live stream that a lot of people were going to blame, as soon as they scored a touchdown, a lot of people were going to blame the Bills' defense. And you just can't blame the Bills' defense for allowing 37 yards. You just can't. Now, they have a job to do, but it's hard to do your job when others around you don't do yours. So I think that the Buffalo Bills had styling and profiling, limousine riding, jet flying, wheeling, dealing, chick stealing, son of a gun. That's who I am right now, and I'm loving every minute of Victory Monday. I hope you guys are too. So some of the cons, the first con I want to get to from this game, something the Buffalo Bills need to work on, and they need to work on this all season long. It's been an issue for them most this season, and that's third down defense. The Buffalo Bills allowed the New England Patriots to get first downs on third downs 50% of the time. And when you do that, that means this defense is going to stay on the field. And King Cam will talk about him too in this con section. This defense is going to stay on the field. So you need to do a better job. Again, New England was 50% on third downs. That's just not good enough. They won because of that. They won time of possession 30 minutes and 46 seconds to 29 minutes and 14 seconds. We've all talked about how this defense does not perform as well when the Buffalo Bills don't win time of possession. Now, obviously, this one's pretty close, but still, you saw the Buffalo Bills begin to show signs towards the end of this game. Again, New England scored on back-to-back possessions. They scored touchdowns. That's the first time in Week 8. That's the first time that's happened to New England this season, that they've been able to score touchdowns on back-to-back possessions. And so the Buffalo Bills giving up a bunch of rushing yards in this game, mostly in the second half. In fact, that was my second negative from this game, is that run defense. And they kind of run hand in hand, right? Again, if you're going to let this team, the New England Patriots, stay on the field, if you're going to let them convert on third downs, defense gets worn out. Defense gets tired. Defense starts missing tackles, which we saw a bunch of missed tackles yesterday, including some by someone that King Cam just brought up earlier, and that's Taron Johnson, who, again, we'll get to in a minute. Let me see what some of the comments here. D looked better, but not good enough to compete against elite teams. Let's hope it kicks in next week. And we want to talk about, in this run defense, I want to talk about some of the differences between the first half and the second half. Again, kind of like that game against the Jets last week. Remember the second half against the Jets? Only allowed 4 yards of offense against the Jets. Well, look at the first half in this game against the Patriots. Only allowing 6 points. 3 of those points off of a Josh Allen interception that was returned to midfield. We only allowed 44 rushing yards in the first half. That means we allowed 144 rushing yards in the second half alone. Harris had over 100 yards rushing in the game, and you talk about 188 total rushing yards. But in that first half, you're talking 44 rushing yards. Hey, Buffalo Mafia News, glad to see you in the stream. 44 rushing yards by this Buffalo Bills team in the first half. That's what you wanted to see. because we all knew, everyone knew that both these teams were going to run the ball. We knew the weather conditions were going to be rough. We knew that they were going to have a tough time throwing, and both quarterbacks did. So we knew they were going to run the ball. They were going to pound the rock. Combined, there were over 50 running plays in this game. And that was to be expected. It was a short game as far as time because, again, we're running the ball a lot. And, again, Damian Harris gets over 100 yards. We'll talk about Buffalo Mafia News. Happy birthday to you. If you want, I can sing for you. I just don't think that'll make your Victory Monday any better. But good way to spend your birthday, a good way to spend your Monday is to have a Victory Monday. So happy birthday to you, Buffalo Mafia News. Let's go ahead and everyone wish him a happy birthday in the comment section. We beat Bill Belichick at his game. Absolutely, we did. And we'll talk about our running game as well. But I thought, like Scott Blake said, this defense did not play that bad. Again, they allowed a 37-yard drive, which let's talk about that drive for a minute because I tried to talk about it as I move my computer screen. I tried to talk about it yesterday during live stream, but obviously everything's live, so I have to move on. But you talk about this Buffalo Bills team, they just had a 3-and-out. So the Bills defense was on the field for a few first downs, right? They gave up some yards to the Patriots. They held them, though. They held them. They forced a punt. The Patriots punt it inside the Buffalo Bills 10-yard line. The Bills go 3-and-out. And then just like that, Jorges punts it, and the Patriots get the ball at the 37-yard line, at the Buffalo Bills 37-yard line. Now you have a tall task if you're a defense to go back out there after you just stop them, after you just shut them down again, and say, oh, you don't have that much room back there to not allow something. A guy get that AJ Epinesa jersey for Christmas. Maybe, well, hopefully by Christmas he's playing consistently. How did I predict that onside? You were on fire. Yesterday I went 3 for 3 on my predictions. Again, it just felt like the right moment. It felt like a Bill Belichick move. Yeah, I that was a funny comment, Elliot. What are the keys for Seattle? We'll talk about that on Thursday, Amy, so make sure you join me for that. I think, obviously, everyone talks about Seattle. It's going to be a tough game. I think one thing really going for the Buffalo Bills is that West Coast team coming east. That's always a tough transition for West Coast teams, especially a 1 o'clock game, right? So the next week we play Arizona in Arizona at 4 o'clock. But we've talked about Seattle coming to Buffalo. That's going to be a 10 a.m. start time for your body clock if you're from Seattle because they're not used to being up that early for a 4 o'clock start. So again, I think that's a huge thing going to in the Bills' favor. We saw Seattle struggle against Miami. So I think that this game might be closer than some people predict, but it's going to be a tough one, that's for sure. Joe knows Bill Belichick's tricks. I got his playbook. I saw it. I saw his playbook. Who knew DG was such a – I don't know who DG is. Am I missing something? I'm probably missing something. Who do I think the Bills are going to pick up at trade deadline besides linebacker? Guys, the Bills aren't going to do anything at the trade deadline other than pick up maybe some free agents. They're not going to trade for anybody, so be ready for that. Add Joe to the Bills coaching staff. I would love to just be on the sideline for a game. That would be amazing. But my third negative from this game, and King Cam, you brought it up earlier, Teron Johnson. Listen, I was drinking the Teron Johnson juice his rookie year. I thought he was playing tough. Remember, he played with that hurt shoulder for a little bit. I thought he looked good. I thought he showed some promise. But here we are against the New England Patriots, against Jacoby Myers, of all people. Listen, if he didn't play well against Jacoby Myers, how is he going to do against Seattle next week? Okay? If Tre'Davious White can shut down DK Metcalf, which I don't know if that's going to happen. That's going to be a fun matchup next week. Can Teron Johnson even touch Lockett? Can that happen? I don't think so. If he can't stop Jacoby Myers, what are we going to do against Lockett? Now, hopefully next week we have our complement of secondary weapons back. Hopefully Josh Norman's back. Hopefully our secondary is intact. To talk about both Hyde and Poyer being back there. Hopefully Hyde's concussion's no longer an issue. I love Trey, but I'm not sure anybody can shut down DK. It's going to be a fun matchup. That's because Russell Wilson is not going to be afraid of throwing the ball DK Metcalf's way. So finally, for once, you'll see Trey White get a lot of action his way. But maybe he won't, because if you have Teron Johnson and Lockett, what's the point? Why make a questionable decision when Lockett's just going to be open? So we'll see what happens. Coaches give Bean the input during season play. Give Bean a break, in my opinion. McDermott on conference talk today Talk well on Klein. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. He's talking well about Klein. But as your coach, like as the coach of the team, isn't that what you want him to do? As the third quarter starts in New Jersey with the Giants again up 14-6. As that coach, you don't want to see him throwing players under the bus. The last thing you want to see is him. Remember what Brandon Beane, Coach McDermott were saying about LaShawn McCoy the week before we cut him. So I'm not looking at what and the Giants just threw an interception. I'm not looking at what Coach McDermott said and saying, oh, that means he loves A.J. Klein, and that means that we're going to keep A.J. Klein past this season if he makes it past this season. I don't think that at all. I think that as a head coach, you have a responsibility to not let your team crumble around you, to not let the mood in the locker room. Remember, if you watched the locker room yesterday, they were having a good time. At the end of that game, they were having a good time. And A.J. Klein deserves to be a part of that because he's part of this team. Whether we like him or not, he's part of this team, and he should be a part of those victories. Listen, Zimmer didn't play all that well until that one play, right? That one play that everyone's going to remember. And that's awesome. And he did a great job. He found an opportunity to make a play, and he made it. And I'm so happy he did. I think we played deep against Seattle like we did against KC. Force them to win the game with their one game. Their number one running back is out, I believe, says Elliot. I don't know if Chris Carson's out or not. I think he is. I think you're right. But we saw that worked against Kansas City, too. Now, they don't have a Clyde Edwards-Helaire on that side of the ball. But we'll see what happens in that game. Zimmer was having no impact until that one play. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Daniel. I absolutely agree with you. He was having zero impact until that one play. Now, that play's huge. That play is absolutely huge. It goes from us. I mean, let's be honest, guys. I don't know what the metrics said, but I'm pretty sure when Cam snapped that ball, or right before Cam snapped that ball, the Bills were at least 65% to lose that game, right? Worst case scenario, we're thinking New England ties it, and that's 50-50 who's going to win that game in overtime. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Why can't the Bills stop a 2-point conversion? If I was the opponent, I would never kick extra points against us. I don't know what the Bills have had a hard time on goal line defense in general this season. So, I mean, you think about last year, that Cleveland game, that amazing goal line stance we had against them. Why can't we do something like that again? I think that the odds might be in our favor to stop the next one. Let's hope. But, hey, you want to get the points on the board. So when it's a close game like that, last thing you want to do is not go for the 1 point. You never know what's going to happen on those 2-point conversions. And a lot of teams might just not have a lot of creativity down in that area of the field, so only go for it when they have to. Now, when we play a team like the Steelers, we know how much Mike Tomlin likes to go for 2-point conversions, so you might see a lot more there. We got lucky with the last play, but I'll take lucky. So this is the third game now the Bills have won this season where everyone's like, oh, we got lucky. The Rams game, we got lucky, right? Talk about I think it was the Jets game. Oh, we got lucky. And now this game, we got lucky. At what point does lucky mean that we created our own luck, right? We created that turnover. Zimmer created that turnover. It's not like he just so happened to fall. It wasn't like he was somewhere where he wasn't supposed to be and it just happened, or Cam was squeezing the ball too hard and it just popped out. We created that play. Okay, it was a lot closer than we wanted to, but you can't tell me the Buffalo Bills did not earn that win yesterday. They absolutely did. It just was a lot closer and much more of a fight than we wanted it to be. Playing soft zone versus Hawks, says Thomas Burke. Rams, we won that. Yeah, we absolutely did. I mean, unfortunately, we couldn't hold them. I mean, I would love to have had that first half momentum in the second half, but that's okay. So my cons for this game are negatives, or whatever you want to say to work on that. Is John Brown still hurt? I think absolutely still hurt. But Allen didn't look too many players away. I mean, it's hard to really assess the wide receivers after a game like yesterday. It really is. Klein under the bus. Now, according to Coach McDermott, Cam had the ball in the wrong arm. He did. He should move that to his left, towards the sideline, but he's a predominant right-hand player, so he had it in his right. Cam Newton took full responsibility for that. I was really hoping to see Cam Newton have like a blowout or like some sort of like moment in his press conference like he sometimes does, just saying things he probably shouldn't say in front of Mike. But no, he was really professional about it. He took the blame for the loss. So, and listen, I have no ill will towards Cam Newton. Good luck to the Patriots the rest of the season, I guess. Obviously, I don't want them to win the division or anything like that. Hit that like button. I really do appreciate that. Ed Oliver has been improving. I'll say Ed Oliver has been improving this season. I'm not going to say he's been good, but he's definitely been improving. Actually, making other offensive lines force double teams on him. So Zimmer won the game. No, the Buffalo Bills won this game. And let's talk about what won us this game. Let's talk about the positives. Again, my negatives from this game are third down defense, allowing 50% third down conversion rate to the New England Patriots. Our run defense, which again goes hand in hand. If they're going to continue to be on the field, our defense is going to get tired. Allowed 188 rushing yards. After only allowing 44 rushing yards in the first half, we allowed 144 in the second half alone. And then Teron Johnson, probably the worst player on the field yesterday, and that includes A.J. Klein. I just don't like Cam just because he threw away a Bills and set it on fire. I don't like Cam for a lot of reasons, dating back to college. I mean, I still remember his press conference when we made fun of a young lady reporter for talking about routes. He just wasn't all professional. But again, that comes with maturity, and hopefully he's matured, and hopefully he's moved on from all that kind of stuff. I have no ill will towards a person I don't really know. That's all. I have no ill will towards him, towards anything that does in his personal life. I hope the Bills win the AFC East. That's all I care about it. Big brows in the house. That's right. As my son says, the Caterpillars are here. So again, guys, while you're here, hit that thumbs up button. Let's talk about the pros. Let's talk about the positives from this game. Scott Blakely Feliciano is a rock star. Yeah, we feel bad for Mitch Morse getting injured on the first drive, first possession of the game for the Buffalo Bills. Again, a concussion, which we know about Mitch Morse's concussion history. So that's always a scary thing. But glad to see Feliciano be able to come in, be the center that he needs to be in this game and do a good job. I thought Bates on that drive where Morse got hurt did a good job. Don't know why they didn't stick him at center for the rest of the game, but Feliciano definitely did his thing, helping Moss get pushed into that end zone for his second touchdown as well. Bro, we have finally established the run. All right, now you're reading my notes, guys. But first, before we talk about the run, listen, I'm pretty sure that most post games you've watched up to this point have talked about the run first and foremost, but that's not where I'm going. No, I'm going to go a little bit differently here. And I'm going to talk about the number one reason why the Buffalo Bills won this game. Discipline. Discipline. You remember that Jets game, 11 penalties, over 110 penalty yards in that game. Luckily, we were playing the Jets. In this game, 5 penalties, 30 yards. 5 penalties, 30 yards. We only had 1 penalty of 10 yards, 1 holding call. That's it. I'm worried about Morse's health. That's concussion number 5 or 6. I thought that was 4, but it's very possible it's 5 or 6. And we all know NFL players have undiagnosed concussions all the time. So I'm sure there's plenty more that we don't know about. But let's talk about the discipline for the Buffalo Bills, right? Again, 11 penalties against the Jets for over 110 yards. You go into this game, 5 penalties for 30 yards, over 70 yards of a difference. And yeah, Elliot says it. Brian Winters was 2 of those penalties. Brian Winters had a 10-yard holding penalty and a 5-yard false start penalty. And I said yesterday during my stream, Brian Winters is the new Lee Smith. He guarantees you a penalty in every single game. Other than that, he doesn't guarantee you much. So I don't understand what's going on. I said exactly, Buffalo Mafia News. That's exactly what I said yesterday. And Elliot knows it too. I thought that Spain was good. Spain was good. There were more. The issue with Spain was not his talent. The issue with Spain was his relationship with the Buffalo Bills front office, with the front office staff, maybe the coaching staff. It had nothing to do with talent, us releasing Quentin Spain. We're sure that Josh Allen will do better, please. Well, I did see a stat. So in his first 4 games, he had 1 interception total. His last 4 games, an interception in each of those 4 games. So hopefully he continues to improve, but the weather conditions are not going to get much better as we get later and later in the season. So he's going to have to be more careful with that ball. He didn't fumble in this game, so that's an improvement, right? If we were to say a quarterback was going to fumble the ball to give the game away, I think a lot of people would have thought that was going to be Josh Allen in this one. But no, Cam Newton gives the ball away and gives the game to the Buffalo Bills. Next week looks good. This is Buffalo Mafia news about the weather. We just need to bench Goff. I would rather have Adam Vinatieri at QB than Goff, even though he's a kicker. I guess Eddie is a Rams fan, and I don't think he's happy with the Rams after yesterday's loss. Allen was on pace for 35 touchdowns. Then he just said, I'm just not going to throw TDs anymore. And a lot of fans were very excited about that hot start the Bills got off to. But we see a lot in the NFL. There's always one or two guys who get off to a hot start who are in the front of the MVP conversation, and they kind of fall back into the pack. That doesn't mean they're bad players. That just means he needs to continue to work to get that consistency that we want. That means we know he can play at an MVP level. So that's why when he's playing mediocre, maybe a little above mediocre, we get a little annoyed because we know he has it in him. We know he has that MVP talent in him. But let's not be fooled by that, guys. The most important thing is winning. The Bills are 6-2. Listen, the Bills are 6-2, and our net points is in the negatives. We have given up more points than we have gotten. We are at -1 net points this season. We are only the third team in NFL history to start season 6-2 through 8 weeks and have a negative point differential. And the other two teams did not win a playoff game. So that does not mean that that does not bode well for Buffalo Bills fans. I'm sure Bills fans will look at that and circle that and say, see, so it doesn't really matter. But there's always an outlier, guys. There's always that one team. Something has never happened until it happens. And just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not going to happen. So discipline for me was our #1 pro in this game. Diggs is good. He is. So, yeah, Tom, discipline is good. What is the stats of Knox? I am not sure. But then the second thing that we need to talk about, obviously, is the run game. I want fans back soon as well. I would love to see fans in the stands. But Bills Mafia have been going nuts in the stadium yesterday. What happened yesterday would have happened with 70,000 fans in the stands, 65,000, whatever it holds, that stadium would have been going absolutely berserk. And I would have loved to see that. Still can't catch a football, says Elliot. Yeah. That's 100% true. But, I mean, good thing is we haven't heard anything about him showing symptoms or him not being healthy. So hopefully he stays that way and he's able to get back to the team as soon as possible. But #2 on the pros list, you have to talk about this running game, right? 190 total rushing yards, and they spread the wealth out pretty nicely. 14 carries for both Moss and Singletary apiece. And you talk about Singletary getting 86 yards, Moss 81 yards, Allen 10 carries for 23 yards and a touchdown. Moss becomes only the 4th running back in the Belichick era to run for the only rookie running back, I should say, to run for 2 rushing touchdowns and over 75 yards against the Patriots. That's a pretty good feat. And you look at the other 3 guys who have done it, some good names on this list. Talking about Clinton Portis, Maurice Jones-Drew, and I believe the other way, Arian Foster. So some pretty good names on this list. My friend has the blah, blah, blah. Now I got a quarantine because I was exposed. Well, best of luck to you. Kind of stinks on your birthday to have to quarantine. Hopefully you stay healthy. And gonna watch a lot of highlights and film. Make sure you tune in on Sunday as we do live play-by-play and reaction. Tyler Bass is unsung hero. Listen, finally, thank you guys. I put it on Twitter. I was talking about it all day today. Does anyone want to talk about Tyler Bass kicking the game-winning field goal? It might not happen as time expired, but the reason why we won this game was because Tyler Bass made a field goal. Now, of course, it was 30, 40-some yard. It was not a hard kick to make, but he did his job, and that's all we can ask. Bassamatic, says Thomas Burke. And listen, I will be the first to say this, guys, so I'm still going to say this, so listen up. Bass is still going to cost us a game. Don't think that his rookie woes are over and done with. They're not. They're not. He's still going to have some struggle in this season. He might even cost us a game. All Bass kicks went right down the center. Thank God for the win, says Scott Blakely, I guess. Or maybe he's learning how to adjust to it. Maybe he's learning how to adjust, Scott. You just don't know. But, hey, he did what he had to do yesterday, and we walk away with a victory against the Patriots, and that's the most important thing. But, yeah, this running game, you can't say enough. Again, you talk about that first drive of the game, that first drive in the second half. Both those drives drives were exactly what the Bills need to do. I feel like they went away from that a little bit later on in the game, and I had no idea why they did. Rich G with a $5 donation, fifth victory Monday with the Bills Mafia, 6-2, and the new kings of the AFC East. Smash that like button, show your support, Bills Mafia. I really appreciate that, Rich. I really appreciate the $5 donation. Again, guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I really do appreciate that. And if you're not watching this live, if you're watching the tape of this, still hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment. I always enjoy getting back to you. And guys, after I'm done with this live stream, make sure in the comment section you put BB, B-E-E-B-E, for your chance to win that autographed Don Beebe jersey. I didn't put it next to me before the live stream started, but you guys have seen it. You know I have it. So between now and the Sunday before Thanksgiving, make sure that in all my videos you put BB in the comment section, B-E-E-B-E, and that will count as an entry to win, one entry per video, but that will count as an entry for your chance to win that Don Beebe autographed jersey. Again, go to bewarethestampede.com for more ways to enter, plenty of ways to enter to win that awesome jersey. So the Biz finally commit to the running game. I'm going to see my Bills, and we get 190 yards. What a coincidence. Absolutely. Bibbit. Oh, oops. Bibbit. But yeah, the Bills get 190 rushing yards against Zach Moss, 2 touchdowns, 14 for 81. And listen, I know a lot of people are saying, hey, Zach Moss might be the starter soon. Singletary's not doing his job. Singletary did a good job as well. Singletary, 14 carries, 86 yards. He got like the production. He didn't get in the end zone like the other two guys, but he did a good job. Brian Bowers, thank you very much. Shout out to you, Joe, for the work you do. Put in to bring us Bills content. You're a real one, bro. Guys, I really appreciate it. I appreciate what all you guys do to help out this channel. It means the world to me. It really does. To be able to come down here week after week and talk about the game, to have moments like we had yesterday when Cam Newton. Listen, not only was I going crazy, and I know I was going crazy, and again, you can rewatch it on my YouTube channel as I posted it. It's only about 15 seconds, so be sure to do that if you haven't already. But the chat was going nuts, absolutely berserk. We loved it, and we shared that moment together, and I really appreciate all that you guys do. I really do appreciate it. Brian Bowers, Scott Blakely, Rich G, all that you guys do to support this channel, and all of you. And the best thing you can do to support this channel is simply hit that thumbs up button. And again, I really do appreciate it. So my third reason for this victory, and again, I feel like they're not getting enough credit, but that defense, you have to speak highly of them. Not a perfect game by any means, okay? But we only allowed 44 rushing yards in the first half. Again, 2 of the scoring drives, one off that Josh Allen interception. They only gained about 20, 30 yards on that drive, still in field goal range, got that field goal rate for half. And then also you talk about the punt return to the 37-yard line to allow that touchdown. Again, the defense was not perfect. Right? Talk about having 2 sacks on Cam Newton. When Cam Newton did go back to pass, he was under pressure a lot. Some of those runs by Cam Newton, not by design. So I think the Buffalo Bills did a good job overall. Again, missed some tackles here and there. AJ Klein still has some things to work on. Teron Johnson is a complete mess, but definitely improvement. And I feel like that's something to lean your head on. You know, maybe we're not consistent yet, but if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, if you're looking on the Buffalo Bills sideline as a coaching staff, looking at this defense, you can see improvement. And if you get Hyde back in there, if you get Norman back in there, it's only going to elevate that, right? So I know the defense is still not where we want it to be. I know this defense is not playing a perfect game, but at the same time, you continue to see improvement. Now, again, I want to see AJ Epineza back on the field. He was inactive yesterday. So again, that is a little concerning for AJ Epineza. But at the same time, I feel like the Buffalo Bills coaching staff knows how to put him in a position to succeed. And I didn't feel like for some reason that this was a time for that. So like to see the defense continue to improve. Definitely not where we want to be, but definitely getting better. Right? Definitely getting better. Again, talking about the 7th best rush offense coming into this game. And we gave up a lot of rushing yards. We did, 188. That's not acceptable. But overall, we kept them off the scoreboard, only allowing 6 points in that first half. The Bills offense needs to be able to score more. The Bills offense did go 3 for 4 inside the red zone touchdown percentage. So that red zone efficiency looking pretty good to continue to provide you guys with the best Buffalo Bills coverage. King Cam says he lost me. Hit that refresh button, King Cam. Hopefully it comes right back. But again, I'm signing off here anyway. So I appreciate all that you guys do. Again, go to BuenaStampede.com for ways to enter that jersey. There he is. He's back. But yeah. Signing off here, guys. Again, thank you for joining me. Enjoy the second half. Enjoy the rest of your Victory Monday. And we'll start talking about Seattle tomorrow. It's going to be a tough one, but that doesn't mean the Bills can't get it done. I'll talk to you all on Wednesday. I do my Pick'em edition. I pick against the spread and straight up, and then I'll see you on Thursday as we get ready for the Seattle Seahawks. And then, of course, join me on Sunday for the game live at 1 o'clock as we give you play-by-play reaction starting at 12:30. I look forward to talking to you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.